The sun dipped behind the jagged cliffs, casting long shadows over the silent town of dirt. Not a soul stirred. Only the creak of a rusted windmill and the distant caw of a crow broke the stillness. Rango stood outside the sheriff's office, eyes scanning the horizon. He had a gut feeling, the kind that tightens your chest and makes your tail twitch. Something wasn't right. This silence, it wasn't peace. It was the kind that comes before a storm. A cold wind swept through the town, carrying dust and whispers with it. Rango squinted into the haze. A figure emerged, cloaked in black, gliding like a shadow onto feet. Her presence sent a chill crawling up his spine. She didn't speak, didn't blink, just walked, step by step, toward him, her eyes glowing green, pierced through the air like daggers. Rango whispered under his breath, "What in tarnation?" He had no idea he was looking into the face of something ancient and evil. She stopped at the center of town. The wind ceased. The world held its breath. Then she raised her hood. Rango's eyes widened. This was no ordinary visitor. Scales shimmered. Her face twisted with cunning. The chameleon. Her voice was soft, serpentine. "You don't belong here, Sheriff, but neither do I not yet." As she spoke, darkness leaked from her feet, crawling across the ground like living ink. Shadows slithered behind her, taking shape. Rango stepped back. This wasn't just a fight. This was a curse walking in. The sky above dirt cracked like glass. Buildings trembled as the earth moaned. Black tendrils snaked across the town, warping everything they touched. Wooden shacks turned to ash, cacti twisted into clawed shapes. The town Rango once called home was melting into a nightmare. Chameleon floated into the air, her cloak dancing in the storm she summoned. "You can't stop what's already begun," she hissed. Rango, eyes wide with disbelief, stood frozen as the desert swallowed his world whole. Smoke billowed through the ruins as Rango stumbled through the shadows. His hand trembled as he fired a flare into the sky, a last cry for help. But the flare flickered weakly, almost swallowed by the dark. "Anyone, someone," he muttered. But his voice echoed back empty. The town was gone. The people vanished. All that remained was him, and the creature that hunted him. In that moment, Rango knew this wasn't just about saving dirt. This was about stopping something that never should have been unleashed. From the corners of the cursed town, they came, humanoid shapes made of smoke and hate. Their movements were fast, unnatural. Rango drew his pistol, but the bullets passed through them like fog. One lunged. He ducked. Another roared like a wild beast. These weren't just shadows. They were echoes of warriors, pulled from another world. Kung Fu spirits twisted by dark magic. Rango fought desperately, leaping over crates, sliding under collapsed walls. He wasn't just outnumbered. He was being hunted in a game with no rules. The ground cracked beneath their feet as Rango stood face to face with the chameleon. Fire burned in the distance. Shadows danced like ghosts in the corners. She raised her staff, its tip glowing with ancient power. "You're just a buggin'. Time's wind," she snarled. Rango spit the dust from his mouth and grinned. "Well, I've bit worse bugs than you." And with that, the battle began. She struck with blinding force, and he dodged with desert-born instinct. But even as he fought, he knew he wasn't fighting to win. He was fighting to stop the end. The storm raged as Chameleon summoned her final form, a towering serpent dragon of glowing scales and smoke. She roared, her voice shaking the sky. Rango, bloodied and breathless, stared up at the monster. In his hand, the broken sheriff badge glowing with the last bit of light left in dirt. With one deep breath, he whispered, "For the town, for the truth," and he charged. Blades of wind slashed at him. Fire scorched his path, but he never stopped, because heroes don't back down when the end begins. They charged straight through it. As Rango plunged the glowing badge into the heart of Chameleon's storm, a blinding flash exploded across the desert. Everything paused, the wind, the fire, even time. Chameleon screamed as her power unraveled, and Rango just smiled even. As the light consumed him, his silhouette faded into the glow hat, boots, and all. The desert was silent again, the curse broken. But Rango was gone, not defeated, not erased. Remembered in the dust, in the silence, in the sacrifice. The sky was blue again, the sun warm, the town of dirt slowly reformed, not as it was, but reborn. A gentle breeze rolled over the sand, carrying the sheriff's hat through the empty street. It landed on a wooden post, a new dawn, built on the bones of a brave soul. Somewhere, a child whispered, "Who saved us?" And an old voice replied, a lizard with the heart of a lion. Rango was gone, but legends don't die, they echo forever.